Now, our top story today has been Tesla. We've been talking about it throughout the program, with the board disclosing it met several times last week to discuss taking the company private. Let me bring up, we have one more. We have Andrew Stoltmann, who's also with this Chicago securities attorney, so that'll get into some of the legal issues. Andrew, welcome. I want to get your view on this. Charlie brought up the idea of stock manipulation in the Harvey Pitt interview, and he also, Harvey, in another part of that interview, did talk about the timing of the announcement in terms of funding being secured. Harvey said that it could be a false statement that Mr. Musk made yesterday if he didn't actually have the funding secured at $420 a share when he made that statement on Twitter. But any red flags that have been raised for you from what you've heard, what you've seen, what you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it was breathtakingly irresponsible for him to send that tweet out. It's just not something that the head of a publicly traded company should do. He's exposed himself and his company to a tsunami of potential private lawsuits and regulatory actions, and there was really no reason to do it. And yes, there is a chance that it could be securities fraud. If he was trying to crush the shorts, that's a problem. If he didn't actually have the funding already secured, then that could be manipulation. So I just don't know why he'd do it. It's really stupid for a very smart guy to do.
Everybody else can weigh in on it, Andrew. So what do we need to know from Elon Musk now? If you were asking him questions, what does he need to prove? What does he need to tell us if we're investigating this? What would be your questions for him?
I think, number one, we have to see if the funding was already in place. And number two, and most importantly, what did the board know and when did they know it? Because if this isn't the sort of thing that he got pre-board approval from, that's a huge problem. There needed to be an 8K that had been submitted. There needs to be a special committee appointed by the board to look into this. If none of that stuff was done, I think Mr. Musk has a serious problem on his hands.
In this modern kind of world that we live in, what I think is interesting, and I don't know that a lot of people do this until yesterday, say, well, are you even allowed to make this announcement on Twitter?
You are.
The answer is you are, but you must have said that you would. And Tesla did that. Tesla said that we might make announcements about our company on Twitter. But you're supposed to make a this is my understanding. Andrew, you weigh in on this real quick. I think this is right. You're supposed to make a simultaneous company announcement, and the announcement from the company came, after the tweet. It wasn't at the same time. Is that an issue?
That's right. Yeah, under Reg FD, it's supposed to be a disclosure at the same time across multiple different channels. I guess I just keep coming back to, where's the board? I mean, we know that Mr. Musk has a long history of sending these problematic tweets out. Remember the one he sent during the cave rescue about the guy being a child molester? Well, he also made the comment about the company going bankrupt on April Fool's Day. You need to take his Twitter mechanism away because he can't responsibly use it.